Are you a therapist or mental health professional who wants to begin credentialing with insurance companies, but you just don't know where to start and it's all too confusing? We're going to walk through the basics on how to begin paneling with those insurance companies in your state. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Shan. I'm a licensed mental health therapist, private practice owner, and digital creator. As I like to say, if you're new here, come on in, come on in. Thank you for joining us on today's video. We make topics for my mental health professionals, for my therapists, growing a private practice, growing your career. Anything you can name, we have it over here. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed today's video topic, and be sure to come back next week for next week's topic as well. Okay, before we jump into this video today, I have some exciting news. Woo! I am officially launching the private practice blueprint. You guys have been asking, you guys have been sending me messages. How can you learn from me? How can you start your private practice, diversifying your income? So I have exactly what you are looking for. Over in the private practice blueprint, it's a community. We have a course inside of the blueprint that's going to walk you through step by step on how to build your private practice. When I say step by step, I mean step by step. From starting and forming your LLC to marketing yourself, credentialing with insurance companies, building your EHR, all the way to diversifying your income in and outside of the therapy room. Everything you need to know is going to be inside of the community. And it's not just a course. As I said, it's a community, because I know that a course is not enough. And I wish I had this when I got started. A course is not enough. I can't hand you a course and tell you to go do it. Most people need step-by-step guide. They need more guidance. They need their hand to be held. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. You're going to be able to get support from other community members, ask questions, post your wins, and get live feedback from me. And we'll have monthly Q&A calls and workshops that you can jump on, and you can ask questions inside of the Q&A calls and workshops for us to be able to answer them and get you on the right path. This is not a start and end type of thing. This is a continuous growing environment where you are going to be able to build that private practice in scale. Right now, we have a special launch pricing happening for just $67 a month. After this launch price, it will go up to $97 a month. So make sure you guys come and join us over in the community. It's going to be linked in the description below. Yes, this video is going to walk you through a little bit how to credential with insurance companies. But if you really want to learn and have that ongoing support for your questions, you need to come and join us in the community, because you are probably still in the building phase of building your private practice, and we can help you continue to build on a rapid pace. I hope you join us. I am so excited about this launch, and I'm so excited to support you on this journey. Okay, so let's get into the first step when it comes to credentialing with insurance. I'm not gonna lie, insurance companies, they can be a pain. Insurance credentialing can take anywhere from 30 to 180 days. Some companies take a while. So for example, in my experience, when I credential with United Healthcare, if that insurance company is in your state, it was very fast. They had me paneled super quick. But when I credential with Aetna, it took forever. They were the last company to have me credential. So you want to make sure that you are following up with these insurance companies to see where you are in the process. If they don't have something in their portal that already tells you where you are in the process. But the first thing I want you to do is check with the insurance company to see if you have to have that brick and mortar. And I'm saying this for my virtual people. If you are virtual, some insurance companies do not allow you to just be virtual. I probably ran into one that didn't allow just virtual. You could be virtual, but you also had to have a brick and mortar. So that's something to pay attention to. And also the rules around virtual. Make sure you check into that. I always like to clarify that, and I always like to tell people that as they are beginning this credentialing process with insurance companies, because it can become a little confusing. So I'm going to break this down for you guys for it to be pretty simple, and it's kind of as simple as this. And I'm going to share my screen so you guys can see me just going to one of the websites, the credentialing provider's website, so you can see what you type in on Google to begin looking for paneling with insurance companies. But first, before we even get to Google and we get to those websites, we need to have some foundational things set up. The first foundational thing is you want to structure your business as a business entity. If this is a LLC, if this is a S Corp, and how I told you over in the community, we go in depth on this, but if this is a LLC or if this is a S Corp, you need to set up that business foundation, because you are a business and you need to remember that. Once you get your business entity, you need to go and get your EIN, because we want to be credentialing with these insurance companies with our EIN and not our social security number. That EIN acts as your business social security number. Keep that in mind as you are credentialing. So once we have our LLC, our EIN, and we get all of that set up, then we are going to get our liability insurance. You have to have liability insurance in order to practice at all. You're in healthcare, you must have that liability insurance. And we're going to take all of that and we're going to wrap it up, and we're going to go ahead and head over and create our CAQH profile. This profile is pretty much what insurance companies use to be able to see your full profile, essentially. So they're going to be able to see where you practice, your liability insurance, where you've practiced in the past, your license information. It's like your resume for the insurance companies. And every insurance company uses this. Now, you may have to enter your information twice. So you may have to enter it over on your CAQH profile, and then you may have to also enter it when you panel with insurance companies, just like you would fill out a job application. They make you fill out one thing and then you got to go and fill out something else. But your CAQH profile is needed to begin credentialing, because that insurance company pulls that information every 120 days. You have to go in and update that profile so they can also keep up-to-date information. So that's a simple Google search, CAQH, and it will pop up for providers, and you make your profile there and you begin filling out all the information. Once you have all the information filled out, we're going to wrap that up. And now we're going to take all of those things that I said and your MPI. You need your MPI, but you should have your MPI anyway. You should be way past this step. If you're looking at this video and trying to figure out how to credential with insurance companies, you better have your MPI, because your MPI is that social security number for you as the provider saying, hi, I'm Shan. I'm a licensed clinical social worker, and I have this degree and I have this licensure. So this makes me qualified to be able to practice in this profession. Every doctor, every social worker, every psychologist has an MPI number, and you may already have one attached with a previous job. But if you're in the insurance credentialing process, then we are past the MPI, hopefully. And then we can go ahead and head over to begin credentialing with insurance companies. And I'm going to share my screen so you guys can see really how you just do a Google search and you begin filling out the information. The hard part is all of the information that they want from you and waiting, the waiting game. That is the hard part that you're going to run into. But let's head over to the screen share. Okay, so we are over here and we are going to search how to credential with insurance companies. But first, what I wanted to show you is that CAQH that I mentioned. So you'll type into Google CAQH, and it's this first one that pops up, and you will click providers, and that's where you will begin making your CAQH profile that most insurance companies need. And I'll show you for this insurance company I'm about to show you that they require this before you begin credentialing. Okay, now we are on Google. So I simply typed in, I'm using United Healthcare for reference, United Healthcare provider credentialing. And it's normally the first one that pops up. All these other ones is just people trying to get you to use them to credential, but we are going to go to the first one. And a note for United Healthcare, and it may be like this for a lot of insurance companies, but United Healthcare specifically, their behavioral health side is through Optum, and you'll see it when you start clicking through. You can start on the original site of all the insurance providers, and they'll eventually lead you to, if they use a third party, to credential for a specific area. And for behavioral health, they do use Optum to facilitate their payments and to facilitate just their credentialing process. So here you see join our network. So you see the steps. You must register for their portal, so you can do that. You must have your TIN, legal name, and contact information. You must have your CAQH registration, only required from some states though, so check with your state. If CAQH is required, make sure you attest every 120 days and your documentation are current. CAQH will send you email after email after email and make sure you attest every 120 days. But you see, we are here in behavioral health. So we would click there, and then you can click and you see it takes you to Provider Express. And you also see that Optum Behavioral Health Solutions is who they credential with, which handles credentialing and contracting on behalf of United Healthcare for their behavioral health. So let's go to Provider Express. So we are on Provider Express, and you can check your state-specific information here. But Provider Express is used to credential, is used to make claims. If you want to make claims through a portal and not your EHR, is used to see your payments. It's used for a lot of things, to check benefits as well. You can check benefits here, or you can check it on the United Healthcare portal, whatever one. But you can just pick which one you're credentialing with. So you will probably be an individual credentialing. So you'll click join and you'll make a profile and you'll go through step by step. What I like about United Healthcare, it shows you this little bar that tells you where you are in the insurance process or the insurance credentialing process. And when I say it's as simple as Googling that, it's as simple as Googling that. The hard part is when you get in and you begin giving all your information and you begin getting your contracts back. That's the hard part, but that is the simple step to begin credentialing with insurance companies. Hopefully that makes sense. If it does not, leave a comment below and I will try to give you additional guidance if you need additional help. Again, credentialing with insurance is not overnight. Some take a while. But once you get your contract back from the insurance companies, because they'll more than likely email you and say, hey, you need to sign this before we are all set and we're good to go, you'll be able to review your rates. If they don't send you your rates, make sure you follow up and say, hey, what's my rates? And I'm telling you this because you don't want to panel with every insurance companies. There's some insurance companies that give you the bottom of the bottom rate. And we don't want to do that. You don't have to take every insurance companies. Take the ones that are worth taking. And I'm going to emphasize that because if we continue to take these low rates, they're going to continue to give them to us. And it's honestly a disgrace. So make sure you panel with the company you want to panel with. You'll go through, you'll sign your contract, and then they'll tell you the date that you are active in their network. My other tip is once they tell you the date, call them and see what plans you are paneled with, because some has EPO, PPO, whatever. You want to make sure that you know the exact plans. And when you have clients come through, just for your first couple ones, you want to verify, call and say, hey, am I paneled with this client's insurance? Because you'll eventually learn over time which ones you are paneled with versus which ones you are not paneled with. Because it can get really, really tricky and you can hit some hiccups. So make sure you are doing your due diligence and you are crossing your T's and dotting your I's. My last piece of advice when it comes to credentialing with insurance, after you have your first year, and some companies require a year and a half, you can go back and ask for a rate increase. Do you hear me? Ask for a rate increase, just like you would increase your rates in your private practice, just like you would get a raise from your job. You can go back and ask them. They'll tell you to type something up and you send a fax, and you want something that's pretty. You want something that says what other insurance companies are giving you, how many people you're seeing from their insurance companies, how this would benefit. You fax it to whoever that insurance company tells you to fax it to when you call. And it's normally their like rate department or billing department. It's something like that. They'll let you know. But you can ask for a rate increase. Make sure every year you are going and you're asking for something more. Even if it's $5, it adds up over time, right? Especially if you're seeing a lot of clients. I hope this video was helpful when it comes to learning the process on how to panel and credential with insurance companies. Don't forget that we have officially launched our community. So if you want more help with this, come and join us. It is going to be a great time. You're going to learn so much over there. If you have any questions about the community, let me know. Drop a comment or shoot me a DM on Instagram. My Instagram is balance.therapist. It will also be in the description as well. I want to hear your feedback. I want to hear your questions. I want to make sure that I answer them and I deliver and give you the support that you need. Again, come back for next week's video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys later.